Fuck it, let's just talk about, I don't know, man.
That's cool. Let's just jump into...
I feel like me and you talk about movies.
we can just start talking about movies. All right, let's intro this. Now I'm clearing my throat a million times. Hey, Rad World. Welcome back to the Rad Podcast. I'm your host. I'm one of your hosts, Tony Walters.
And Wes Carter.
Yeah. So last week's podcast went pretty well. We're now officially on iTunes, so you can, if that's where you're listening to your podcast, we're on there. It's pretty easy to find if you search Rad Entertainment.
That's my favorite place to listen to podcasts, only because I have an iPhone, though.
Right. I just put iTunes back on my computer specifically for getting the podcast up there, and I've been listening to podcasts through that. But I absolutely hate iTunes, but for some reason I've been using that here lately. Mainly for podcasts, I use an app on my phone called Podcast Addict.
Okay.
Which you just search whatever podcast and pop up.
Yeah, dude, I'm only like in tune with iTunes podcasts because, like I said, I've only been like really into podcasts for probably a couple months now.
Right.
But
I listened to podcasts when I used to work a job where I traveled across the country. I listened to a lot of podcasts then, but since I quit that job, I've mainly been YouTube.
Okay, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I went back and I listened to the last podcast we did to see if it sounded good and if everything meshed well and everything. And you brought up cleaning Mormon churches.
Yeah.
And then we didn't talk anything about it. You just explained how you listened to podcasts while you did that. I want to know what the fuck kind of job was that? Like, why? That's such a random job.
It is a really random job. What we did was basically it was a company we worked for that was contracted out to Mormon churches for I think 95% of their business comes from Mormon churches. They do some AAA buildings and some banks and stuff too from time to time, but usually that was overtime stuff. But what we did was you'd basically be in one area for a month and we just go from church to church in that area, and mainly carpet cleaning is what we did, but it was janitorial work, so we also cleaned bathrooms and stuff like that. That's
such a weird job, dude.
It is a super weird job. Mormons are, a strange breed, but some of the nicest people I've ever met, but also some of the weirdest people too. I mean, I guess you have that anywhere, but Mormon people are just very polite and really helpful for the most part. We had some bad neighborhoods, bad areas, but
I've had some, I guess all my jobs have been pretty much normal. They've just been factory jobs, but I've had a lot of them. I think maybe the weirdest one was when I worked at Biomet in Warsaw, and we made parts that go inside people, implants and shit, knee implants, hip implants, and stuff like that. But I don't know. I've worked a million different places, man.
Yeah, me too. And that was definitely the weirdest job I ever had, but it was a lot of fun because it was just me and my brother and one of our friends, and we just traveled together. And
it was Shane, right? Did Shane work with you guys? Yeah, that would have been cool for sure.
Yep, we just traveled, and we were just friends on the road all the time, but being on the road a lot gets old pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's I always wanted to tour in a band, but I mean, I would have still taken that over cleaning churches, but it just opened up your eyes being like, man, being on the road all the time sucks. All those bands that tour 90% of the year, I feel bad for those guys. Even though you think they're living their dream and stuff, which they are, but at the same time, it's
Did you ever watch that show? It was on Fuse for a while called Warped Roadies, about the roadies the roadies for Warped Tour. It was pretty interesting, dude. They only work 6 months or however 3 or 4 months a year, however long Warped Tour lasts.
Right.
And they make enough money to live all year, and it's just insane, dude. It seemed really cool, but they work their asses off, man.
Oh yeah.
It's a hard job.
Yeah. I have a friend who was in a touring band, and he's got small children at home, and he just wanted to be home more often, I think, is why he ended up leaving the band. But yeah, I feel bad for those guys, really. One of my favorite bands is Every Time I Die, And those guys tour 90% of the year, every year.
Damn, man.
They're only home for like a month out of the year.
Yeah, you can't really do that if you got families, though, right?
Right.
That's like truck drivers, dude. Because I'm in shipping and receiving, and I deal with truck drivers all night long. And they tell me they don't like it, man. I mean, I think a big reason for that is they can't make money anymore, because I don't know if you knew, like, all truck drivers now, they have to go like GPS, and once they're like out of their time, they have to stop wherever they're at. They got to stop, take their 10-hour break, and then and they get paid by the mile, so they're not making any money, man.
Yeah.
Not like they used to.
Right. Yeah, they changed a lot of those laws like here in the past few years with truck drivers.
Yeah, one of the dudes came in the other day and he was like, "You guys hiring?" And I was like, "Man, I thought you made like good money." And he explained everything to me, and I was like, "Wow, that must suck, man."
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely has to suck. But yeah, maybe off that subject a little bit completely. Yeah. I don't know.
See, dude, that sucks. We came into this without like a real. I think last time we just hadn't seen each other in a while, and we were just like all amped up. We were just catching up for the most part.
Right.
And now I'm like, what the fuck what do we talk about?
Well, I don't know. Today I actually had plans tonight, and I forgot about the plans, and I made plans with you, so I had to cancel my original plans. Ooh. But my original plan was just with myself, and I was going to go see The Dark Tower tonight to do a review for it.
Okay.
But I thought it looked like garbage, really didn't want to go see it, and today, like, big headline, it's got like a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes or something, and I was just like,
oh, shit.
I gotta go see it at some point this weekend, but I'm not really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Great cast. I mean, it's Matthew McConaughey and Idris Elba, but I could really... It's one of those movies that had a bunch of backlash with, like, studio and director, and just kept getting the movie got pushed back, like, 3 or 4 times, and it was just, like, all this bad news coming out of the production of it. So I was like, I don't know, it's going to be one of those movies.
Yeah.
But I was really excited for the cast and really excited for them to be doing the movie, but it looks like garbage.
I remember the trailer looked decent, because I've seen the trailer now probably 10 times going to the movies and watching other stuff, but I don't know.
It's just such a dark story, and it's got a PG-13 rating, and I was just like, when I first heard that, I was like, I mean...
Yep.
I know the story. I mean, it's a Stephen King series, but it's like, I don't know the story super well. I didn't read the books, but I read the graphic
should
novels.
Never be PG-13. Never.
Yeah, at least when it comes to those types of things. He writes some other stuff.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of PG-13 unless it's like a kid's movie. I think other than that, you should, I don't know. That's just me, though. You should be able to do like what you want. I remember hearing the story about when they were trying to make the Queen movie. They were trying to make a movie about Queen, and they went to, damn it, what's his name? Borat.
Yeah.
What's the dude's name?
I can't think of his name.
Damn it. Anyways, they went to him.
Yeah.
And because he looks just like Freddie Mercury.
Right.
And he's a really good actor. And he was like, obviously he was their, what is it? What's his name?
It's like...
It's nowhere on there. But anyways, they went to him, and they explained Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyways, they explained the movie to him and told him it was going to be PG-13, and he's like, "No way, I'm not going to play fucking Freddie Mercury as a PG-13."
Right.
And so they just
but they also
dismissed the whole idea.
Well, they also dismissed the whole idea because the rest of the living members of the band wanted the movie to be about them. But
and that wouldn't have been any good.
Yeah, they wanted the movie to. They wanted the death of Freddie Mercury to be like in the middle of the movie, and then for the movie to continue on into what the band did afterwards. And
yeah,
I mean, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't make a movie like that without it just being about Freddie Mercury. That's just my opinion, though.
Right. That's how I felt too, and I mean,
yeah, dude,
that's how I felt too. But I guess it all depends on the script. I mean, you know, but the movie was about him. The movie wasn't necessarily about Queen, so
right.
They didn't like that, which I get that being in the band too, though.
But see, that's when if you really want a movie done, you just go and get it funded yourself, like Super Troopers, dude. And I fucking love that they did that. It's all independently funded, man, and
Yeah, some of those movies though, I mean, you can't fund yourself the budget you need to make some things.
Some things, right? But the kind of movies I like, you can. So I don't know.
Right.
I'm super stoked for fucking Super Troopers though. Like I was telling you earlier, it was crazy how the idea of it popped in my head. And I was like, man, I wonder what's up with that movie. And then I Googled it, and sure enough, they just posted 9 hours, like an update, and how they just finished in post-production. And it was actually Farva, Kevin Heffernan is his name, I think. And he wrote this big, long update on it, and it was very, very interesting. And it should be coming out soon. Now it's like, I think Fox Searchlight is the studio or whatever who has to... It's in their hands now, and they gotta decide whenever everything else comes out for it. But I'm pumped, dude.
That's cool.
In my opinion, like as far
I
as
just watched the first one the other day.
comedies go, that is the best. That is the funniest opening scene of any comedy movie ever, in my opinion, for sure.
Definitely the funniest opening scene. I just rewatched the movie, and I mean, it still holds up. It's still really funny. Like I really enjoyed it a lot. But
one-liners, dude. It's
it's
full of them.
Yep. Yeah, I'm super stoked to see what they go, like where they go, I guess, in the sequel. Like, it's like
Is there even
comedy sequels are hard, man. Like you can't just rehash what you did before. You got to do something different,
right?
Unless you're the Jump Street franchise, because like 23 Jump Street is literally 22 Jump Street is 21 Jump Street just all over again.
Yeah,
but that's the shtick of the movie. Like they make fun of the fact that they're doing it again, so it like
right.
worked on like a meta level.
Yeah.
But most comedy sequels, especially with a big gap of time between them, like when did the first Super Troopers come out?
Oh, dude,
like it's been a while, man. I mean, it doesn't feel like a lot
time ago
because
It was a long time ago. It was early 2000s. Yeah, 2001.
Yeah, 2002. According to that, 2001, 2002.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so yeah, man, it's been.
I remember the first time I watched
15 years. Like. Coming back after 15 years to do a sequel it's a challenge. I mean, look at the Dumb and Dumber,
for sure,
movies, and that's hard. So I cross my fingers. I hope it's good. But what's the last thing these guys did too?
Fuck, I don't even remember,
right?
Man.
They did all those. They were kind of big there for like a hot minute, but
Broken Lizard, man. Yeah, they're.
I mean, I hope it's great. I really do.
Me too. I watched a stand-up. I guess it was more or less. It's kind of a stand-up. It was. It's called like Fat Man and Little Boy or something like that. It was Farva and the dude who plays Mac.
Yeah.
And they did they did this stand-up tour where they just one would talk for half the show and then the other one would talk for the other half of the show, and it's really fucking funny, dude. And they just told like behind the scenes stories. They told a story about how they got Super Troopers made, and Quentin Tarantino even had like a little part to do in it and shit. And it was all really interesting, but super funny. I can't remember what. I think it was on Netflix. You have to check it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I will have to check it out. This is where I'm at right now.
I will do
that. Yes.
Okay, Netflix. There's another thing I just heard the other day is that Netflix is in debt.
No.
Billions of dollars or millions of dollars in debt or something crazy, dude. Where did I hear that? And it's I don't know. I don't know how true it is.
Right.
But apparently it's like some big story. Maybe it's a conspiracy theory, but
20 billion in debt?
Yeah, dude.
Billion.
And people are saying it's because they're spending so much money on their originals and stuff, and
for sure,
and promoting them. And
if you look at their like movie roster right now, they don't really have a lot of like big movies on their list because they're putting all their money into all this original content, which is great. I mean, they might be 20 billion in debt, but how much is their net worth? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they might be 20 billion in debt, but they're going to make all that stuff back up. Maybe. I don't know. They got some good stuff coming out this year. I'm really excited.
I cannot wait. I know we talked about this last time, but I cannot wait for fucking Stranger Things. I can't wait. Okay, here's my Stranger Things story. Last year in July, this time last year is when it came out. It came out like the very end of July, and I remember because I worked almost every single day in July last year. That's how I got my camera, that whole thing, that whole story. Right. But I had like 3 days off in July total, and all the other days I worked like 12-hour days because we had a flood, and it was just it made for a ton of overtime. But one of the days that I had off, I just laid in bed, dude. I was fucking just, I was done for. I was purely exhausted, and and I started watching Netflix, or no, what it was is I was on Facebook, I think, scrolling through, and I seen there was a quote on there from, I think, Stephen King, like gave it like 2 thumbs up, and I was like, no shit, this must be pretty good. I was like, I'll watch the first episode. Dude, I fucking laid in bed from 8 o'clock in the morning until like fucking 4 or 5 in the morning, dude, and watched every single episode front to back, didn't stop. I like got up to piss and shit and eat, and like right back to the bed, and I watched and I was blown away. And I remember, and that's when I lived with Sean, and I would come out, and I was like, dude, you gotta watch. He's like, oh, I'm sure it's this fucking trendy thing, and I was like, no, dude. And then he watched it, and he fell in love with it, of course, because it's an amazing show. But I love it, dude. I love the nostalgia of it. I love
it's good writing.
The Spielberg-y feel. I love the shitty kids aspect of it all. It's just, I love that, man. Yeah. I love that.
I really like the first season. I hope the second season, still holds up. I hope it wasn't just like a, because it was like a nostalgia thing. Is like I feel like why most people really like dove into it so hard, and is that still going to hold up with the? But
it was season? Also really, you can tell that they cared a lot about it.
Oh,
dude.
Definitely.
You can tell so much went into it,
Definitely.
And I hope. Like you said, I hope they don't like get big heads and fucking just go for the money. But it's the Duffer Brothers, right? The Duffer Brothers is who directed it. I don't know anything else they've ever done, but
I mean, this is like their standout thing, like their breakout.
Yeah, for sure.
Thing. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy the first season, and that's like right down my alley as far as the stuff that I enjoy the most. I don't know, it just had like this nice sense of just like magic and wonder, but it was like really dark, and that's Netflix is really good too at like playing that line of like we were saying, like you don't like PG-13 things, but like that really falls into that PG-13 line. But like stepping on the toes of like something darker,
borderline for sure.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. And the guy from Stranger Things, the cop, is Hellboy now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I can see that.
There's a new Guillermo del Toro and Ron Perlman came out and said that there will be no Hellboy 3. Like, it's not going to happen officially. Official statement, not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like a week later, the studio goes, and we're rebooting Hellboy. And it's like, now you know what? And I guess that's why they're not doing a Hellboy 3. Like, they've been pushing for it for so long, and now they're just rebooting it. But it's cool because I think they're rebooting it with an R rating, which is something that it probably should have had anyway.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. Like, I'm curious to what a darker Hellboy than something that was a little bit. They were very comic booky, the first two, which I really enjoy them, but they're very comic booky.
Hellboy 3.
Well,
I think
it's just Hellboy something.
Yeah.
It's not technically the
Hellboy 3. That shows how much I know.
It's not a sequel.
You know that I'm not like a huge comic book movie guy.
Yeah.
But maybe I should be. Maybe I should.
There's some good ones.
Maybe I should dive down that hole.
There's some good ones. Have you seen damn it, what's that movie? With Johnny Depp, and he smokes opium, and he's like a detective for the.
What?
It's right on the tip of my tongue.
It's a comic book movie?
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't guess it was based on a comic book.
I have no clue.
It's written by Alan Moore, and it's the freaking man. This is what happens when you're on a podcast.
I know, we need a guy, dude. All the other podcasters have a guy.
I am the guy, and I'm the
Man, Johnny Depp.
Yep. From Hell. It's called From Hell.
Is it new?
No. It is. I mean, it's like what, like early 2000s, maybe.
I don't know.
It's, yeah. It's this movie right here.
Okay, I mean, it kind of looks familiar. It also looks just like that movie he was in called, I think it was called The Ninth Gate or something like that.
Yeah.
It was about like the devil and shit. I can't really remember it, but
From Hell is the
Ninth Gate.
he's the detective on the Jack the Ripper case.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Oh.
And it's a really good movie. Like, it's really good movie, but based on a comic book.
Dude, Johnny Depp's in fucking so much shit. Like, you don't realize it until you really, like, start researching, man. He's in so many fucking movies.
Yeah, he's in a lot, and I don't really respect him much as an actor these days, but...
I'm the same. I'm
like,
I'm
ever
with
since
you on that one.
with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, it was like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. Yep. I know. What was that, that Screen Junkies thing you had me listen to the other day, and they were like...
movie fights?
Yeah, the one movie you could just erase from all existence.
Yeah, just the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. And I thought that was a brilliant answer because the original is so fucking good that...
Right.
I mean... Yeah. I don't know, man. Gene Wilder, you can't fuck with that. You know what I mean?
Right. When that movie came out, I saw that movie at the drive-in, and it was just like, the whole time I was watching, I was just like, why? Like, why make this movie?
I know, dude, and I was so disappointed because I was like, okay, Johnny Depp's doing it, maybe he'll do it some justice, and fuck.
And Tim Burton, you know what I mean? Tim Burton, that was like the movie that put Tim Burton, like, where you're like, okay, maybe I don't care for Tim Burton much anymore either.
Yeah, dude, and then they did, I remember the first time I seen the teaser for Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
And it just showed Johnny Depp as the Mad Hatter, just showed like the face, and it was like coming in whenever the fuck it came out. Right. And I was like, oh, dude, I was so pumped for it. And then I thought it fucking sucked.
Yeah, that's bad.
Terrible.
The second one is real bad. That was one
I haven't even watched it.
I watched it just to review on the channel. It was awful.
Like, come on, dude. Tim Burton does Alice in Wonderland. That should be a fucking great movie, dude. Yeah. But it was not.
No, it should have been great, but it was, it's just like CG heavy and super cartoony, and
yeah, dude, it was a fucking Disney movie.
Exactly. When Johnny Depp started sucking Disney dick, that's what happens. Mm-hmm. Like, the first Pirates of the Caribbean is like a decent adventure film, but then after that it just all kind of goes downhill.
Yeah.
I don't know,
but you can't take away from all the great movies that Johnny Depp.
No, he's still a great actor. When he does have you seen Black Mass?
Yes.
Like, that movie is awesome. Like, that
really
was a really good
dude.
Movie.
A lot of people fucking don't even know about that movie.
Right, and so when he actually does anything outside of the Disney adventure movie realm, he's still a good actor. But he's also, I can't think of the bad guy's name, but he's also the bad guy in the new Harry Potter franchise, the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's the bad guy in that. But when he was revealed at the end of the movie, he's only I'm spoiling the movie for you, but at the very end of the movie, he's revealed to be the bad guy. He's Grindelwald, or Grindelwald. Yeah, but when they pull off basically he's been magic to look like somebody else, and when they reveal who
they
it is.
did on 21 Jump Street at the fucking end.
Yeah,
all he does is pull the nose off and the hair, and you're like, what the fuck, dude?
Right.
That's how good of an actor he is.
But once you saw the makeup of who his character was, I was like, it's gonna be one of these guys again. I don't care. I just don't care. That movie sucked too. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't even seen it, dude.
I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and
see, I wasn't until I got with my girlfriend. She's obsessed, dude. I mean, but that's she grew up with it. I mean, I kind of grew up with it too, but not as much as. She was, it was definitely more around her time frame, I guess you could say.
It was around your time frame too, because it was around my time frame.
It was,
and
I guess
you just weren't reading
right.
them. Everybody else around you was.
Yeah, you're right, dude. I was always the weird one, dude. Same with Pokemon and.
I didn't read Harry Potter though until I was 18. When 18 or 19, because. When I read the first 6 books and the 7th book came out just a couple months later, and the girl that I was with at the time, she was like, "You don't know the pain of how much we had to wait in between books," and I was just like, "I'm sorry."
You don't know.
Yeah.
Quit acting like you're a fan.
If you look over your right shoulder there's all the Harry Potter books, but they're the adult UK edition, so they're all black covers and they look really cool.
Shit. The adult? Do they got porn in them? And shit?
No, they kind of they're just the UK edition, so they actually cuss a little bit more in the books.
J.K. Rowling she makes a dark version.
No, they're just the adult versions because the covers aren't really cartoony.
Nice. Dude, yeah, Harry Potter is it's a life changer, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. It well, back to what I was saying, I got with my girlfriend. She's a huge fan, and so she's like, "You're into movies so much," and she's like, "Just give it a chance." I was like, "I've seen the first couple, when I was young, I watched them." I was like, "Yeah, they're good movies." Well, we went on a binge of fucking just watching Harry Potter movies, and by the time it was all done, dude, I was like, "Fuck, it's great, dude. It's so fucking
you should read it,
enriched, dude. There's so much. There's so." That's what everyone says. Though. I'm just not a reader, man. I'm not a big reader. And that's probably why I wasn't into Harry Potter because I just waited till every movie was done and then I watched them all.
That's how I was. But I had read the fifth movie was the first time that I had actually read the book before I saw the movie.
Yeah.
Because of the timeline when I was reading them. And I just finished the fifth book. I was super excited to go see the movie because it was like my first experience of like, I know the story and I get to go watch this movie. That movie was awful. I was so pissed off and I walked out of the theater. I was just like, and the fifth book is my least favorite book. I hate the fifth book the most. But like the movie, I was just so disappointed in how they did it. And then I rewatched the first four. I was like, they're all terrible. What did I do to myself?
This shit sucks.
I used to love these movies.
Man.
But now it's been so long since I haven't reread them really. I reread the first few. But now when I watch the movies, I like look at them as like two different like universes.
Man,
I still enjoy the movies. We watch them every year.
Harry Potter's taking you on a fucking roller coaster ride, man.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I mean, I'm sure I've probably done it with a lot, but I'm not a reader, man, and people know this. Like I don't read, but one of the only times I can remember reading a book before I watched the movies was Stephen King's Thinner. And that movie is fucking god-awful. It's a terrible, terrible movie, but the book was so good.
Yeah.
I think that's a great book, dude. I don't know.
Never read it. I've never read any Stephen King outside of the Dark Tower graphic novels, not the actual book.
Okay.
But which I don't think is actually technically Stephen King. I think somebody rewrote it, but I'm not really sure.
I think my brother has read every single Stephen King book ever.
That's a lot of books.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, here lately, I just read American Kingpin, which was like a book that Casey Neistat had recommended on his book club.
I've seen that.
American Kingpin was awesome. It was a very good book, really quick read because it's like all the chapters are like 3 pages long, so it's like you feel like you're just flying through it. And every chapter ends with like a little cliffhanger that leads into the next like chapter. So it's like, I mean, it's only 300 pages. And I read it in 4 sittings, and it's a fantastic book. It's about the guy that started the Silk Road, which was a website on the dark web where you could buy and sell drugs and guns and eventually body parts on the website.
Was that the most recent one that he
just did another, I mean, what, like Casey Neistat, his book club thing?
Yeah.
He just did a new one today.
Oh, okay, I haven't watched it, but...
Or yesterday, maybe.
I'm talking about the most recent one he was talking about, and I just seen the trailer for it, the one they're making the movie for.
Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his new movie or his new book club, and I've read that one already. I read that one last year.
Okay.
No, I read that like 2 years ago. But,
good book.
Ready Player One's awesome if you're a geek.
Yeah.
Like, if you're into...
Dude, well, I watched the fucking trailer, and it looks amazing. And Steven Spielberg, dude, I mean, come on, it's going to be
I know,
good.
I'm stoked for the movie, but it's one of those books that is... It's a really awesome, like, little piece of fiction, but if you're a geek and you're into movies and you're into video games and, like, 80s culture, really, it's like, it all comes from the 80s. And because it's about a kid it's about a world, basically. It's a post-apocalyptic future where like everybody's like stacked on top of each other, like just living in slums, and everybody lives though in like a virtual reality world.
Right.
And in that world, the guy who created the virtual reality world was heavy into 80s pop culture. So the whole world is just riddled with 80s pop culture references. And basically 80s pop culture is like in, which is why they're making that movie now, because 80s pop culture is actually in right now. But in the book, like there's references to like the main character like drives around in a DeLorean. That's why the DeLorean's in the trailer. And the ship that he flies, I believe, is the ship from Firefly, which was like a show on Fox, but it's not from the 80s. It was actually relatively new.
Okay.
Not, like,
I don't know
new,
what that is.
I
don't know what that is.
There's a board game for it right behind you. But he flies in the ship from Firefly called Serenity. And there's like a game that he has to play in it where you have to play through a movie. And the movie he has to play through, he's a character in the movie has to say the lines line for line from the movie, and if he misses a line, he loses points.
Dude.
And it's Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Like, how do you put that into the movie?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, there's
crazy.
so many properties. Like, there's a final there's like a boss battle sequence where he's in I think he's in Voltron, like the robot Voltron, like fighting another guy. Like, which is why in the trailer you see the Iron Giant. And I think that's what he's going to be in instead, as the Iron Giant. Cause I don't know who owns it. Like, what studio is it? Do you know? Is it like Fox or Warner Brothers?
I don't know.
I forget which studio it is, but they're going to be limited to whatever studio owns all that stuff.
Right.
So I'm curious to what all they're going to be able to pull off. Because, like, you see Freddy Krueger in the trailer, and he's not in the books.
Dude, it looks insane. I don't know. There's so much. I seen the A-Team van, and
right.
There's... I can't even remember the trailer, dude. It was so...
It's awesome. It's a lot of stuff, and it's a teaser trailer just to get you hyped up. But it's a bad trailer for anybody who has no idea like the book, because like you just watch it, and you're just like, what in the hell did I just watch? Like, you just don't get it. But I'm
definitely pumped for it. I think it'll be a cool movie.
Definitely, because when I heard Spielberg was doing it, I was like, all right, great, like it's gonna be awesome. But there's just so many references in that book that I just question how they're gonna do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited for it.
They probably won't even do it justice, just like every other.
I don't know. I got faith in Spielberg, like, and because of like Harry Potter, and because of comic book movies, because I'm a huge comic book fan, and I used to get real like butthurt when they would like not give the justice or do some kind of rendition that like really was like, that's not what happened in the comics.
You should just be like me, and be dumb and don't read.
No,
and just watch the moving picture show.
I've just accepted that they're gonna do whatever their it's an interpretation of the source material.
Right.
So it's like however you, the artist, like interprets the source material and however you want to do it, like that's fine. Whether or not it's good or not, that's another story. But like, feel free to interpret it however you wish. It's just a rendition of something. If I don't like the movie, like if I don't like Ready Player One, the movie, I can always read the book. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe that's me being an adult. I'm gonna be 30 this year.
Damn, dude, you're
I think
old.
I said that last time too.
Yeah.
This is me being an adult. I rationalized, I guess. It was like, oh, okay, the movie sucks. I still got a book I can read. That's fine.
The kid in the trailer, and I'm weird. I've always been able to do this, but I notice people, even if they're in movies that aren't big at all. Yeah. It's like facial recognition, dude. I just remember that movie Mud with Matthew McConaughey. Did you ever watch it? Mm-hmm. He's the kid. He's the kid.
I recognized his face and I was trying to place it, but
no.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. That's the movie that made me go, hey, Matthew McConaughey is like a really good actor.
Dude, I think Dallas Buyers Club was...
Dallas Buyers Club. I watched Mud, and then like literally like 2 days later I watched Dallas Buyers Club.
Dude, Dallas Buyers Club was damn good. I think he definitely deserved that Oscar for that.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. It was a really good movie, and then shortly after that, True Detective, and I was just like...
I've never watched True Detective.
Oh man, you need to watch True Detective.
I know. With him and Woody Harrelson, right?
Yeah. Oh man, that is good.
I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Wasn't that on HBO?
Yeah.
See, that's why, man.
You can buy it, I think, on Blu-ray for like... It was really expensive. I think it's like $30.
Okay.
But I think you can buy the first
season. I'll check it out. Is it on like Hulu and shit? Because I know Hulu's got a bunch of HBO. Don't they? Maybe I'm fucking completely wrong about that.
Amazon has HBO stuff.
Amazon Prime? Yeah.
But only some of it. I don't think they have True Detective.
Dude, I heard Amazon Prime's a shit, but...
I have it currently, and the movie selection is pretty good. It's just different than what Netflix has, so that's nice, because a lot of what like Hulu has in the movie section is the same stuff that's on Netflix.
Yeah.
But Amazon's got a little bit more broad stuff. They've got more like Oscar movies and stuff like that. So,
okay.
Stuff that might be more down your alley, I think. I don't know. I've been wanting to watch Moonlight. I still haven't seen that yet. That's like the Oscar winner from this.
Yeah, dude, I haven't watched it either. The big didn't they reveal that wrong? I didn't even watch the Oscars this year.
Oh yeah, they did reveal it wrong.
What did they say won? They said
was it Manchester by the Sea? That was one of the other ones.
Something, yeah.
Or
And then,
no, it was the dancing La La Land.
oh, fucking La
Yeah,
La
they
Land,
announced
dude.
La La Land,
and
and then-
everyone went up, and they're like, "Wait a second, never mind. You can go back to your seats. You did not win. You're a loser."
It was Moonlight, and I haven't seen either one of those movies.
I seen La La Land,
Yeah.
and it was really good. It was kind of slow and shit, but it was good. It's
Yeah,
a damn
I've
good
been wanting
movie.
to-
A lot fucking went into it, dude, and I love the jazz infused soundtrack, and it's just it's fucking good, man.
I'm not saying that it's not a good movie. I haven't seen either one of those movies, but I just thought it was really funny or like ironic maybe that the year previous at the Oscars it was like they were just like, oh, it's whitewashed and there's no like Idris Elba should have been nominated for Beasts of No Nation and
Dude,
like all this stuff and like there was all these things and then the very next year like the winner's Moonlight because we're not racist.
Yeah, man. I haven't seen it yet, but I know a lot of people.
I hear it's really good. I really do.
I hear it's really good too, but I've heard a lot of people say like it's not Oscar worthy.
No?
Though. Yeah.
I don't know. It's like it's one of those movies that was made for like $10,000 or something, and it's
I mean,
real
dude,
small,
I need to
real
watch
small.
it. Maybe I'm gonna be like,
Yeah, it seems like a
blown
movie that's
away.
actually down my alley. Like I was actually really excited to see it. It's on Amazon Prime right now, so I think I'm gonna watch it. I don't know. Here lately, I've been on like a David Fincher kick, so I just watched Zodiac the other night.
oh yeah,
And I watched Panic Room and The Social Network.
Panic
So
Room.
like I'm just
dude.
like going through all these David Fincher movies right now.
Man,
And
I haven't seen Panic Room in fucking forever.
Neither had I, dude, and it's still pretty great. I mean, it was
Isn't Kristen Stewart like the little girl in
Uh-huh.
that movie? Holy shit! Yeah.
yeah, she's good in it. I mean,
Yeah.
Jodie Foster's great in it.
Yeah.
Forrest Whitaker's like one of the bad guys.
Jared Leto's in it.
Yeah, Jared Leto's in it.
Fucking cornrows.
Yep. I mean, it is a really good movie, and it's funny to watch that because it was one of the first movies where you had like this free-form camera movement that was like moving throughout the house, you know. But when you watch it now,
See, I haven't seen that movie in so long that when I did watch it, I didn't appreciate any of that shit. Like,
Right.
I wasn't even into that shit. I didn't know. I couldn't recognize anything. It was just a movie to me.
Right.
But
Well-
now I watch shit and I'm like, okay, I see what they're fucking doing
well,
here.
I like I don't know. I've always been one to like see or notice like camera movement stuff, and that one just like sticks out. It's like if like it's just like a character in the movie, this camera moving around. But when I rewatched it, I was like, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not as like cool or as like useful. I feel like I don't know when I like those sequences are actually kind of just dry, and you're just
Yeah.
like you could just cut all this stuff out and just just hard cut to the dude outside. You don't have to like do this weird camera movement that goes through the whole thing, but. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it's like helps to set tone, but if you cut all that out, I bet you the whole movie would be like a half hour shorter.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and it's all CG. Like the camera moving through the house is actually like CG, so the furniture stuff's CG. So it kind of looks now. If you're really paying attention, it looks funny.
Yeah.
but it's still pretty good for its time.
It's like fucking Birdman, dude.
Birdman, I really love Birdman.
Oh man. Yeah, me too. It's incredible.
But yeah, it's similar to Birdman and how the camera moves.
I
around
was
that.
torn on it though because when it came out, it came out the same year it debuted as Boyhood,
Right.
and I was more nice. Boyhood,
Sorry,
dude.
For our audio listeners, the soundtrack to Birdman on vinyl. That's what I'm holding.
Boyhood. That's what I was talking about. Richard
Yeah.
Linklater.
Right. I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
No.
You gotta check it out. I mean, it was.
It's
not,
an accomplishment.
It's an
It's a movie
accomplishment,
made over like
but
12
it's
years
not.
or something.
It's not great.
Right.
But even after I watched it, I was like, it was so good. Even though I knew in the back of my head, I was like, it wasn't that good. But I was like, I was so pumped on it before I actually seen it, dude. Like I hyped myself up for it so much
Because
I
of the
remember.
accomplishment?
I remember first hearing about it, and I was like, I remember a long time ago thinking about. I was like, dude, I remember thinking about that concept, that idea of making a movie of. Because you see in so many movies, the kid, and then they just use different actors. And
Right.
12 years later, well, they fucking use the same people over 12 years, man. And it was like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, good thing nobody died.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
12
I
years is
think
a pretty long time.
I think his editor died.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was some chick, and I'm pretty sure she died either towards the end of it or maybe she died after it was finished. So I guess it didn't matter, but that sucks definitely.
Yeah.
But So I wanted him to win just because, dude.
Just because of the accomplishment?
Just because he
like,
put so much work
work
into it. And then Birdman, I was like, well, fuck, that's definitely going to win because it was
Yeah.
it was also a new and different thing.
Yeah, Birdman.
You know what I mean?
Birdman is like
one
seriously one of my favorite
continuous
movies.
shot. Like that had never been done either before
Well,
that.
It's been done before, but
Really? I heard
It's been
I
done
heard it was
before.
like the first of its time.
well, it's been done before, and the movie is not actually one continuous shot. You know, it's
Right.
faked. But there
I know,
there is a movie,
but-
and I forget what it's called, but there is a movie that is legitimately one long continuous shot.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's one long shot.
I have to see that. What is that?
And I'm not sure. I only know of it because of listening to geek shows and podcasts and things. But it's
Okay.
it's like an old movie. It was done in one shot, and I don't think it's like super long. It's like it's long for one shot. It's pretty long. It's
Yeah.
it's like 40 minutes long or something like that. It's like a 40-minute long shot, one shot.
You
It goes
ever,
through like the city streets of somewhere. And
Do you ever see
and then
that
houses.
that episode of It's Always Sunny where they did that one continuous shot where like the health inspector showing up and
Right.
he's dude, that's so fucking good. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm
a
pretty
sucker
sure that
for
was
really
like
long
right
takes.
around the same time that fucking Birdman came out. So I bet that definitely.
I'm a real sucker for
inspired
long shots. I absolutely love it. Like, have you seen Creed?
No,
Dude, you should watch Creed.
dude. You haven't seen Creed, dude?
Dude. Yeah, there's a really awesome boxing match, and it's all the first whole round is all one long shot, and it's
Okay.
super gorgeous.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, do you like the Rocky movies at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean the earlier ones, you know,
Right.
and then they fucking, of course, with everything. they
Yeah.
got
Well,
blown
Creed,
out.
in my opinion,
Oh, you're fucking talking about
Creed.
the last one.
Yeah.
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 Okay,
In my-
I didn't put two and two together. I was like, Creed, that sounds like some fucking weird, like, I don't
some-
know.
Some band.
Yeah, some fucking Christian band, maybe.
But yeah, Creed, Rocky movie. So have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
you need to
It
watch
was,
it.
you're saying it was good, though?
It's fantastic.
Really?
It is my, like, I mean, I think a lot of people said this, but it's my favorite performance of Stallone as Rocky.
Really?
Yeah, like, it's so good.
Yeah, he was kind of rough around the edges in the beginning, dude. The earlier ones, he was fucking, like, you couldn't understand what he was saying and shit.
It's kind of how he always is.
Yeah, and,
But
he's definitely gotten a lot better, man. Like, if you watch shit from when he was really young to now, he's fucking like almost a different person, dude.
You remember
in
Over
the
the
way
Top?
he talks. No.
It's a thumb wrestling movie. It's an
No.
arm wrestling movie. I'm just kidding.
No, I've never
It's an
seen
arm
it.
wrestling movie where he puts his thumb over the top of the other guy's thumb, and that's how he wins.
Oh, okay.
over
I
the
remember
top.
that shit in school, man, doing that. And people were like, you can't use your fucking thumb.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's because of that movie.
It wasn't started at all.
Yeah.
So, what's up, man? What
Not a
else you
lot.
been up to?
Just working mainly. Working. Actually, like this week has just been. I'm trying to finish editing a commercial for our horror festival. It's coming up in October, Midwest Horror Fest, and it's like Monday night we shot our Game of Thrones show. Tuesday night was what did we do Tuesday night? Busy doing something Tuesday night. Last night we ended up going and scouting out a location for our upcoming movie.
Yeah.
House of Horrors 2.5. So tonight I'm shooting podcast right now, and tomorrow night's the video game night. So I'll finish editing that commercial on Saturday. Probably not because I think I'm going kayaking. So
Nice.
Sunday maybe I'll finish
Sunday,
that.
maybe.
I don't know, but by the time Sunday rolls around, I'm probably going to edit something else. I'm going to have a Dark Tower movie I got to go see at some point and edit. Just
Man.
every night of the week, I'm working on something.
That's good.
Oh,
though,
Tuesday,
dude.
I was fixing my car. That's what happened Tuesday.
That's good, man. Stay productive. That's like, I'm fucking a firm believer that is that's the secret to life, dude. Is to constantly stay in motion. Which I fucking talk the talk, but I don't always walk the walk, man. But
I think that you stay. I don't know. You seem to stay pretty much in motion more so than.
I mean, only because of work, you know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I sit all day at work, and then I
Yeah.
come home and I sit and edit. I'm sitting right now. I just sit all the time. So I'm doing things, but everything that I do requires me to sit.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I have my fair share. I have a good mix of physical labor and paperwork and shit.
Yeah.
and editing, and which I've been doing this fucking wedding video now for 2 weeks when I can. And I've had an Ed Sheeran song stuck in my head, dude. I know every word to it now.
Oh, it's because that's what they wanted in the video?
Yeah, and it's terrible. It's a terrible song, but it's a good wedding video song, I guess. So
Yeah.
I've been through that fucking torture for the past 2 weeks.
That's something you got to watch out for, though, down the road. Because if you're selling, since this one is, if you're selling a video,
Right.
you can't use copyrighted music.
Yeah. I mean, for right now, I'm just doing these, doing them for free just to try and get better.
I don't know that I'd announce that. You're going to get a bunch of calls.
Hey, guys. No, I'm
cool.
just...
Nobody's listened this far in anyway.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm just trying to build a fucking portfolio. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to...
Right.
Just whatever. I do it because I like to do it, man. It's not work to me. When I sit down and I edit something, yeah, it's tedious, and sometimes it fucking drive you nuts, but...
If you really
love it. I love the process, dude. It's you're telling a story, man.
Yeah,
it's,
if you're
awesome.
into it, it's fun. I mean, I have been editing our weekly episodes for over a year, and then actually the majority of this year Dan has been editing our video game show, which is fucking awesome. Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah,
appreciate you.
Yeah, but because editing that thing every week, I mean, it can get monotonous. It's a super simple one, huh?
Do you got to piss?
No.
I have to piss. I see you shaking your legs, and I'm like, fuck.
No,
dude.
I'm just like,
I'll hold out.
My chair.
I'm good.
That's cool.
Use
you can
it.
go.
I'll use it as.
You can go.
I'm not gonna leave you alone, dude. We're doing a podcast here.
That's cool. I can edit out your piss.
Oh, you probably can, huh?
Yeah, we're 48 minutes in. I'll just remember that. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna go pee, everyone. And we're back. That was a fucking amazing piss, man. Really good.
Yeah.
Been holding it for a while. It's all this damn water.
Right.
I drink this water out of nervousness, I think. Like, I just keep it's pulling my attention away from what we're doing. I'm like, fuck, and I just drink a whole goddamn... I did the same thing last time. I drank a whole bottle of water, and then I kept reaching for it, knowing it was empty.
Yeah, I keep doing that too, but I'm out of water. So.
Eventually, we won't be so nervous, and these won't be so fucking awkward. But for right now...
I'm not really nervous. I feel like as soon as I sat down, I got a headache.
Here. You got a headache?
Yeah, it's like as soon as I sat down here, I got a headache, and I feel like that's where my brain is right now.
What were we talking about? Besides me having to take a giant piss.
I'm not really sure.
There's someone watching, or later they're going to be watching, they're going to be, oh, you were talking about this. And they're going to want us to talk about it, but it's gone. It's gone
now.
Forever, and we will never, ever return to that subject. So,
yeah.
Sorry, people.
Any anticipated movies coming out soon, aside from Super Troopers? Anything coming out this year?
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have time to do anything. I don't know about anything that's
I guess
happening.
maybe Ready Player One. Although, is that this year? Or is that next year?
I seen that as a trailer for when I went and seen Dunkirk.
Yeah.
That's how I seen that. And the only other time I see trailers is like if I'm scrolling through fucking Facebook or something, and I'll happen to catch one. Every once in a while, every so often, I'll like go and just
on a trailer
like 2
binge?
hours, yeah, just watching new trailers, dude. And
yeah, my big thing right now is I was looking earlier at the month of August, and I was like, there is absolutely nothing that I care to see.
I kind of want to see that Detroit.
Yeah, that came out today.
Yeah,
yeah,
I kind of want to.
Or
see
it comes out tomorrow, technically.
Yeah,
tonight. Yeah, I do too. I want to see that because it's Catherine Bigelow, right? I think is the director.
I don't know.
Or not Catherine. Yeah, Catherine Bigelow. Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna look at it right now. Yeah, Catherine Bigelow. She did Zero Dark 30, which is like, I don't know if you've ever seen Zero Dark 30.
No, but I've definitely seen shit about it.
And Point Break. But Zero Dark 30 though, like I am not.
Hurt Locker?
Yeah, I'm not huge into war movies, and especially movies that are kind of marketed towards like we're America and look how great we are.
Yeah, dude, like
that was like the
propaganda films. And
yeah,
shit.
well, that when that movie was like coming out, it was like, oh, here's a movie about how we killed Osama bin Laden. I was just like,
Dude.
I don't care. But when I watched that movie, it like shut me right up, dude. That movie's great. Like Zero Dark 30 is a very, very good movie.
That's how I was with fucking American Sniper. I went and seen that with my girlfriend. We actually seen it here in Winnemac.
Yeah.
And I walked out of there. Well, I had already, before I went in, I read this this quote from Seth Rogen, who he was talking about it, and he was basically he compared it to in Inglourious Bastards when they go and watch that propaganda film, and he's like it's the same fucking thing but the American version,
Right.
and I thought about that, and it was like, well, I want to see it, and I watched it, and I was like, fuck, he's right, dude. We're just glorifying. Is it a cat?
It's my cat.
That cat fucking wants in here bad, dude. He's trying to tell us something.
Biff.
But anyways, and that's exactly what it was, dude. It was just it was a propaganda film, and it was trying to, I don't know. I'll stop right there. I'll stop right there on the propaganda film, fucking shit.
No, I mean I never saw it because I didn't care to, because it felt like that to me. All I've seen from that movie is the one scene with him holding the baby, because it's clearly a baby doll, and he's like using his other hand to like rock the arm of it, and it's hilarious.
Dude, the opening scene, spoilers, he fucking blows this kid away, and then like and that's how like they really in from the beginning, and they justify him having to kill a woman and a fucking child. I don't know. So everything after that's kind of like, it's not so bad because he fucking just shot this kid.
Right. Well, I
the only
hear
reason
that
I watched it was because fucking Clint Eastwood directed it. That's the
right,
only reason
and
I went and seen it.
Yeah, and I like Clint Eastwood. I like Clint Eastwood a lot, and so that was kind of why I wanted to see it too. But it just, I don't know. I'm not big into war movies, and it just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like I saw Dunkirk because it was Christopher Nolan, but if it had been anybody else, I'd probably been like, meh.
I mean, just like with any movie, it doesn't matter if it's a war movie or whatever. To me, as long as there's a good story and it fucking reels me in, dude, then I'm like Saving Private Ryan, for instance. It's
right. And I like Full Metal Jacket.
Definitely a war movie. That's the next one I was gonna say is Full Metal Jacket. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, dude. I love it.
It's like I'm not a fan of musicals, but there's musicals that I enjoy.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I'm a closet musical fan.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, dude. I can respect someone fucking going so completely outside their comfort zone and doing something just so amazing. I don't know. To me, musicals are like the epitome of like people not giving a fuck what other people think, and I love that, dude. That's why I feel like I'm such a huge like Freddie Mercury fan. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause to me that's who he is as a person. And I don't know, dude. I just love shit like that. I don't know, La La Land, for instance. It was I didn't think it was gonna be as big of a fucking musical as it is, but it's definitely a musical. But it was really, really fucking well made, dude. Like the opening scene of that movie was fucking crazy good.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Ryan Gosling, and
me too. So's my girlfriend.
I mean, I feel like everybody is.
Yeah,
he's a very charming man.
I heard him compared to Marlon Brando the other day. Someone compared him to Marlon Brando. They say, like his characteristic, like do you ever okay, we're going completely off topic, but this just came to mind. Did you ever watch the acceptance speech for when he won the Oscar for The Godfather?
No.
And he wasn't there, he didn't show up, and instead this Native American Indian girl, she was straight Indian. She was a full-blown like American Indian. She was a Native American. She accepted the award for him in his place, and she gave this speech about basically that it was like him and her wrote this speech together, and she told it, and it was about back in the day with like Western movies and shit, that was a big problem, was people just killing Indians and shit, and that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they were speaking out against that and saying it was bad, and the whole fucking crowd started booing this girl, and they're like, fuck you, we don't care, dude. Like, it's crazy. Watch that shit. It's on YouTube, man. It's it's really good, but Marlon Brando, like, I don't think a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of people probably do know if you're Marlon Brando fans, but he was like big into shit like that. He was just a good dude, man. He was a really good actor and a fucking good dude, and I think that's why Ryan Gosling is compared to him, because he also does a lot of that shit. Like he has this band that he plays in with kids and shit. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
I can't remember what the name of the band is, but he just does cool shit like that, dude. Like selfless shit. I don't know.
I just think he's a really great actor. Like I'm super pumped
Yeah,
for,
he is, for
the the Blade Runner movie coming out later this year.
Yep, I watched the trailer for that for Dunkirk too, and it looks badass.
Have you seen the first one?
Nope. And me and Cody were talking about that, and because he's big into it. I think he actually did a podcast. It was like 2 hour long podcast about, maybe even longer,
About Blade Runner?
About Blade Runner, and it's something I need to watch for sure. But
in all honesty, I respect the hell out of Blade Runner, and I have friends that are like,
it's one of those
like
movies,
super,
dude. It's one of those like
right.
It's one of those.
I just watched it for the first time.
Much.
I just watched it for the first time like just a couple years ago.
Oh yeah.
And it's like it's a noir film. Like I mean, it's full on design. It's very much a noir movie, and it's just really slow. Purposefully slow, like purposefully just like long and drawn out, like all these cuts. It's weird because like you'll follow a character and the character will go in the building and then the camera will just keep on moving down the street and like show like homeless people and like all this other stuff, and you're just like, why did the camera keep going? But it's because it's like this real like sense of just like,
that's cool though,
of
dude.
just like it's just like it's raining all the time and it's just like noir, like this very heavy like contrast with lights, and it's just this.
It reminds me of like
cyberpunk noir film.
It reminds me of like Stanley Kubrick, kind of like
it is like
specifically Full Metal Jacket. We were just talking about like there are scenes where I can remember in Full Metal Jacket where it's like going through the streets, you know, of fucking Vietnam, just showing random motherfuckers, you know.
Right.
What I mean?
And it's a really good movie, and I respect it a lot, but it's not a movie that I would put up there on like a pedestal that I feel like a lot of fans do. But I mean, but I can understand where the fandom comes from at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Blade Runner fan, but I am a huge fan of Denis, the director for this new Blade Runner movie.
I don't know.
Denis something. God, he's the director of. He did Prisoners. He did Sicario, and then last year he did Arrival.
Prisoners, the one with
Hugh Jackman and
dude.
Yeah. Prisoners is great.
That was really good.
Sicario is a just badass movie with Benicio del Toro and.
I'll have to check it out. I've never seen it.
I can't think of her name.
Arrival was good though.
Arrival was like my favorite movie last year.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was okay.
I love Arrival.
It was good. It was okay.
Yeah, I love Arrival.
I need to watch
Arrival
it
trips
again,
my trigger
dude.
in like this.
I still don't fully comprehend what the fuck happened, so I need to go back and watch it.
Yeah, I would love to explain it to you, but I feel like it's a movie that I don't want to spoil.
Yeah,
because I know there's a person that will watch this that I've told to watch that movie, and if I spoil it,
yeah.
But it's just one of my favorite. It's seriously one of my favorite movies, and I need to watch it again. I've only seen it once, but it is a completely different movie. Like it's one of those movies that when you watch it like once and you find out the twist, you're like, I have to watch this again now because it's totally a different movie.
We'll go back. We'll jump. We'll go down that road.
Yeah,
one of these days,
definitely. Well, we're over an hour now. I don't know if you
Are we really?
Yeah.
Wow, man. I feel like we've been fucking. We should call this the movie podcast, dude.
Yeah, that might be my new title for this. Just this particular one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about movies, and only a couple of them are relevant.
I think this is a learning experience, though. I think during the week I just need to think of shit, you know, think shit that like piques my interest. Maybe write it down because I'm my fucking brain dead.
Right.
Dude.
Well, my whole idea for this podcast is to have just like a guideline on the side that's like, here's some topics in case we need a topic,
right.
But we'll let the conversation flow as natural as it can.
Yeah,
but,
and I think we do that, like especially like, we start talking about movies, dude. It's
fucking, we'll talk about movies forever.
It's over, but
yeah. It gives you some time to do a little bit of research on some certain topics if you want to,
for sure,
do something. Yeah, last time was easy because we hadn't seen each other in a while.
Yeah, dude, we were catching up.
We caught up last week, so we don't have anything to talk about this week.
We caught up last week, so now it's time to get fucking down to business.
Yeah.
It's time to do
It's good, though.
some
It's
real
good.
podcasting.
I think we're going to try and get some guests on here.
Yeah, dude. I wanted to fucking talk about that, and now it's over, and I forgot.
That's fine. I'm going to get some guests on here. I think that we're going to do like a kind of like a Rad Games edition of the podcast with Charlie and Matt and Dan on here, possibly in the near future.
Yeah, dude.
I think that there's some other YouTubers I want to get on here that I've already talked to that I know that want to be on here. Some filmmakers that might end up getting on here. There's a lot of people that we could bring in, Skype in. If you want to be on the podcast, let us know.
This is only the beginning, folks.
Yeah.
This is only the beginning. I'm fucking super pumped about this, man. I love it.
Yeah.
I think last week went good. This week's like mediocre. It wasn't as good as last week, and I know that just from what we from what we talked about. Yeah. But that's the beauty about podcasting, dude. People, you'll listen if you want to, and that's all that matters, dude. And I'm super pumped to start bringing in guests too. Like, I think we should do this a couple more times to get used to it.
We should get Sean in here sometime.
I was gonna fucking say that. You read my mind, dude. Yeah, just people we know and people we fucking know we would have good conversations
right
with. At the end of the day, it's all about just fucking having interesting conversations, dude. Having fun.
Yeah. Well, if you're still listening to this long movie podcast here, thanks for listening. If you want to follow us, you can follow us at Rad Entertain on Instagram and Twitter. We're on Facebook, youtube.com/Rad Entertainment. If you're listening on iTunes, or if you're watching on YouTube, we're on iTunes. You're listening on iTunes. We also do YouTube shows and stuff too. You can follow myself at TonyWalters_.
You can follow me on YouTube at just look up Wes Carter and you'll
YouTube.com/20 Wes Carter.
Yeah.
That's your
he knows more than fucking I do about my own
because I had
channel.
to look it up and put it in the links.
Yeah. Or I just tell people to look at my name because I'm like the only one that fucking pops up. There's just a bunch of random Wes Carters, and then like I'm at the top because I'm the only Wes Carter in the world that makes videos.
Yeah.
I guess. But anyways, check me out. I'm gonna start doing. I don't even want to call them vlogs because I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I'm definitely gonna start